Let's see the Bolt do his thing.
3 law. 2 8.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Okay, draw for turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete will sing Strength on your goat.
Yeah, I'll
Go
get him on
to 13 now. You were just preempting that before, weren't you? Daisy will quest for 2, trigger. Yep, that's in your hand. Bolt can get rid of them as well, because other ability.
Oh yeah, true.
So that's me on 10. Take out Diablo, Avenger.
I'll draw.
You draw. Sing Whole New World with Bolt.
No, I was starting to like that hand.
Sorry. Oh. 5, 6, 7. Bolt can do his thing again now, you see. Because I can go 3 for a Pete.
Yep.
Ink a Troubadour. 1 for a Cindy. And then 4 for a Sven.
Bloody hell.
Ready, Bolt. Game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 16.
Oh my goodness. How much?
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all undamaged.
Are you at 14?
16. I was in 10 before. Because I quested the other. Yeah.
Wow.
Quested Daisy, quested Pete. And
this is going to have to be a video of its own, mate. The Bolt show. I don't even have to play the deck now. You've done it for me.
Pass.
Draw.
Today's video is a deck guide on Bolt Superdog, which is a new super rare amber steel card. The gameplay you're going to see is from a tournament which I played in, where I played against a Bolt Superdog deck, and I was so impressed I had to do a deck guide on it. So huge shout out to my opponent in that match, Matt. He absolutely popped off. Big shout out to Card Market, who sponsor today's video. We're also going to be taking a look at Zach Bivens' Amber Steel list. Zach Bivens is a Disney Lorcana Pro player. This deck does not play Bolt, so we're going to see the advantages and disadvantages of playing Bolt, and is it actually going to be worth it? First and foremost, what on earth does Bolt do? Well, he has Shift 3, and unfortunately the Shift targets available are a little bit lackluster, and we will take a look at both of them. Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each other undamaged character you have in play, and there's also the bonus ability Bolt Stare, which is banish chosen illusion character. My first thought on Bolt is that this card is going to get better next set. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not good enough just yet, but I think it's a good card to keep your eye on going into the next set. Why is that? Well, there's 2 reasons. We are going into the set called Reign of Jafar, and we know that these illusions are very much Jafar's synergy pieces, right? So if Bolt Stare is going to become more relevant next set, that means that the card becomes a better call. Added to that, if we were to, for example, get a 1-cost Bolt character in the next set, this would be a really, really interesting card to combat the meta, because you would have a shift target at 1 cost. Currently, the only real shift target is a 2 cost. Let's take a look at those. We've got a 4-cost Bolt. You're not going to want to shift onto this. You could just play Bolt for 5 the following turn. But there's this 2-cost Bolt, which we are playing 3 copies of, the Headstrong Dog. This card is pretty lackluster in its stats, but it's just in there to shift. Now, if you're shifting onto it, it doesn't actually matter what the card does. The only thing that really matters is this willpower, which is 3, which is quite relevant. If you look at Zach Bivens' list, this is probably the first time we've ever seen a competitive setup of Amber Steel songs, which doesn't play any shift cards. He's not playing 1-cost Robin Hood. He's not playing the Queen. Why is that? Well, it's probably because the meta is very much dominated by Let the Storm Rage On right now. You've got Sapphire Steel playing Belle singing Storm Rage On. You've got Emerald Steel singing Storm Rage On. So these 1-cost characters of only 2 willpower aren't really cutting it. So instead, Zach is relying on singing A Whole New World with Ariel, with Gaston, and with this new card Miss Bianca, which is a 6-cost card, but you can pay just 4 ink for it if you have an ally character in play. But Bolt, the Headstrong Dog, to its credit, does have 3 willpower, which does mean it's going to be a more resilient shift target than if it was just a 2 willpower card. But imagine, for example, next set, you get a 1-3 Bolt that costs just 1. That would make Bolt a much, much stronger card. But I do think Bolt's good, and a big part of the reason is the synergy it has with Sven, and you're going to see my opponent Matt absolutely pop off with this combo and completely catch me off guard. Sven is a card I've always been a big fan of in an aggro-style deck, and Bolt therefore is really going to be built down this avenue of being a very aggressive Amber Steel song deck. Sven is readying a chosen character. They can't quest or challenge for the rest of this turn, but what they can do is they can sing songs. They can activate their Bolt's their ability if you so desire. So you could quest with Bolt, ready it with Sven, gain a ton of lore while doing so, and then take a challenge, sing a song, whatever it might be, or use its Bolt ability. So there's a lot of synergy that Sven has anyway in this deck, right? Like you could ready a Daisy Duck, and then it's a very similar thing to bouncing a Daisy Duck back with like a Madam M Snake and replaying it, because it's going to be in a ready position. It's almost like a bodyguard. Like it's going to be a very, very difficult combo for your opponent to deal with. You can also sing a song with Ariel, ready Ariel, sing another song with Ariel. Like there's a lot of synergy that Sven already has, and it's just a really good card. 3/3 stat line that quests for 2 with this ability for 4 cost is great. I've always been a big fan of this card, but the synergy it has with Bolt is absolutely tremendous. So it's important to note that Bolt is gain 1 lore for each other undamaged character you have in play. So it doesn't include itself, but it would include Sven. So if you have no cards on the board apart from Bolt, you quest for 2, you play Sven, you will gain 1 lore when you ready Bolt, because Sven will be on the board. But therefore imagine you've got like, let's say 10 ink, 7 ink, let's be a little bit more conservative. You quest with Bolt for 2, and even if you've got no other characters on the board apart from Bolt, I pay 1 for Daisy, 1 for Daisy, 1 for Daisy, 4 for Sven for a total of 7 ink, ready Bolt, gain 4 lore. Just like that, out of nowhere. So Bolt with the whole new world and lots of cheap characters, you can gain a lot of lore very, very quickly. So let's take a look at the deck that I have put together for Bolt, completely and utterly inspired by my tournament opponent, Matt. First and foremost, I decided to go for, of course, Cinderella and Daisy Duck. These are non-negotiables. Now, whereas Zach Bivens has gone for 4 copies of the Neverland location and 1 copy of Nala, which is like a bit of a pet card of his, I put 2 copies of Nala in the deck. She is an ally, which we don't have an abundance of, and that's going to allow us to have Miss Bianca as another consistent way of singing a whole new world. Our other allies are Daisy Duck, the Troubadour, unfortunately not the Bolts, Mr. Smee, and Sven. They are all our allies, which is a lot, right? So there's a lot of synergy in there with Miss Bianca, and I think you want like 10, maybe even more 1-drops, and this is an example of why I would love to see a 1-cost version of Bolt, because putting Nala in the deck feels like a little bit of a weakness of the list. And maybe 10 1-drops isn't quite enough for this style of deck. You might want to, after experimenting, include more copies of Nala. She is an ally. She has Rapunzel synergy. She's hard to remove for blue steel players. Like she's going to eat a Zeus rather than like a Storm or a Strength, most likely. She's definitely the weakest card in the deck, but I don't think you want to play any less than 10 1-drops. The Troubadour's in there because of the Miss Bianca synergy. If you decide that you don't like Miss Bianca that much, you could play Ursula Vanessa in this slot instead. Only 3 copies of Smee, but this is because we've already got the Troubadour and we've already got Bolt. Again, you could definitely play around with the ratios. The rest kind of builds itself. You've got Ariel, Pete, Rapunzel. You want to maximize out on Sven. If you're playing the Bolt, I think really invest into it. You could even consider playing 4 copies of the shift target, 2 copies of World's Greatest Criminal Mind, 4 Storm, 4 Strength, 3 Zeus, 4 Whole New World. We are also a little bit low on the song count, so again, don't be afraid to play around with the ratios of this list, but your list is going to look something along these lines. Now, if we compare that to Zach Bivens' list, Zach Bivens has the locations. He has 1 copy of this big Cindy. He maybe has a few more ways of singing Whole New World on turn 4 with the Gaston, but we have the Bolt, right? It's pretty similar looking lists. The big difference is, in order for us to fit in our 7, well, it's actually not a 7-card package. It's like an 11-card, maybe 12-card package, because we have Bolt, we have Sven, and we have the other Bolt. So really, what have we trimmed away from Zach's list? Well, we've trimmed away a copy of Lawrence or 2. We've trimmed away the Gastons because we have Bolt to sing. We don't have the Cindy, we don't have the locations. So they're very, very similar lists. But as you can see, it's a lot of cards that you need to squeeze in to fit it. So before we go on to the gameplay segment of this, let's do a few Mulligan simulations. And if you enjoy this style of deck guide, please do give the video a like. So how on earth are you going to Mulligan? Well, it really depends if you're going first or second. And I will warn you, I'm not exactly an expert when it comes to Amber Steel songs, but my intuition would be that you're never going to want to keep your song cards in the opening hand. We'd rather just draw into these. It increases the odds of hitting aerial. And to be honest, this is like a reasonable curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be the mulligan I would take pretty much every single time here. Let's have a look to see how we do. So we might want to consider inking the Nala on 1 to play Daisy on 2. And we could just kind of go from there. Let's go again. So a similar thing. We've got the option of turn 1, turn 2. Don't really have a clean turn 3. Now, a big part of this depends on if you're going first or second, because what you need to be careful about with Amber Steel coming into this meta is that Cinderella has lost a lot of her turn 1 value. If you know you're playing against a Sapphire Steel player and they play a Bell on turn 1, your Cinderella is not going to be able to remove that with a Storm Rage on. So in a previous meta game, you would always be keeping the Cindy and you would always be keeping the Storm. But if you know what matchup you're up against, if you're up against Sapphire Steel, you might be better just going for the Nala, removing the Storm Rage on. Let's say it's a blind mulligan and you're going first. The big decision here really is you're probably playing Cindy on 1, you're probably playing Smee on 2. Maybe you play Troubadour on 2. I would imagine it's really tricky, right? So the Nala, the first question on Nala is, are you keeping her for ink or not, right? And if you're going second, you might just want to keep the option. So I think most of the time you're going to keep Nala. You don't really want to draw into this card later on. I would probably get rid of Bolt in this hand because we don't have a shift target. And I would probably keep the rest. I would be a little bit conservative, I think. If I'm going second, I know I'm up against Amber Steel, I'd probably look at doing something like that. Obviously, you could consider getting rid of the Troubadour. If you're going first, you might want to go more aggressive with Smee. To be fair, the Troubadour seems like a reasonable card to ink away because we have like the Smee into Rapunzel combo. So maybe like the mulligan would be get rid of Bolt, get rid of Troubadour. Let's see how that looks. It looks fine, right? All right, on this one, we have the 2-cost Bolt. The big question is, without the big Bolt in opening hand, can we really force it? And I'm not so sure that I would feel confident doing that. With Troubadour in hand, we could keep the Zeus. So we could consider doing this. You could keep the Nala for ink. You could get rid of it, right? That's your choice. Let's force science, get rid of it, and see how we feel about this hand. Well, we got rid of the Bolt and we drew into the Bolt, which is a bit of a bummer. But we have allies galore, so we can get that Miss Bianca down nice and early, and then hopefully we find our whole new world. All right, last one. We have Nala on 1. We have either Troubadour or Bolt on 2. And you can kind of see already a bit of a weakness of Bolt. It's like you're playing the shift cards, but you can't look for it necessarily too much in the mulligan. I mean, you perhaps could. For me here, I'm looking and going like Nala on 1, Troubadour on 2, maybe Bolt on 2. We'd quite like a shifter. I don't think you want Sven in the opening hand. I'm not sure we want the Storm when strength looks a bit more appealing. You probably just pick between these. I would probably do, if I'm honest, probably something like this. I would probably be quite aggressive here. You could also decide, let's see if we like keep the Bolt, how we feel about Bolt on 2 instead of Troubadour, right? You kind of make your decision on which one you go for. And suddenly then we hit a shifter, which feels pretty good. But equally, we have 2 Zeuses in hand, which also would have felt pretty good to be using with the Troubadour. But Bolt can also shift in and sing the Zeus. So that is the mulligan guide, general kind of ideas. I'm not an Amber Steel expert. Let me know what you thought about my mulligans. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Give it a like if you're excited for the return of deck guides. Let me know. And a big shout out to Card Market again, who sponsor the channel. How much does Bolt cost on Card Market right now? Let's look at the Enchanted, shall we? The Enchanted Bolt is about 64 euros. Happy days. Thanks so much for watching, and see you all very soon.
High roll?
Yeah.
10.
Very good. Better than me.
I will go first.
What, mate? Good luck.
Thank you. And you?
Is it Max or Matt?
Matt.
Matt.
Double T.
Well, I'm so messy on it. Look at my table. It's an absolute state.
Three.
Six.
Ooh.
Don't like what I see. Are you playing tomorrow?
Yeah, the Kingdoms Collide event
Yeah.
sounds fun.
I'm really excited for it, actually.
Yeah.
I was definitely wouldn't mind some more set 7 action, but honestly, a bit of sealed. The pricing's good.
Yeah.
That's what's got me really excited. I like a good prize. I do like a good prize. Wouldn't mind that enchanted Tamatoa.
Yeah, that looks good. That would be good. He's going for quite a bit at the minute, that Tamatoa.
Yeah, I think it might stay that way.
Yeah.
This fella behind you, but he got one in Pack Crush against me.
Oh, nice.
Unbelievable. Nice for him, not so nice for me.
No, not great for
Although
you.
he did lose the game of Pack Crush, and in my opinion, that means I should have got the Tamatoa.
Yeah. Okay.
Good on it.
And you. Thank you. Sven,
Oh, wow.
play Robin, pass.
Wow. Bro. That is not the couple of cards I was expecting.
Nope.
Sven and Robin.
Yep.
You don't see that every day, do you?
No.
Alright, you know what you do see? Goats.
I see them all the time.
It's not very original, is it?
Not at all.
That's not very original.
I mean, Robin you see quite a lot. to be fair.
Not these days.
True. Yeah. Cindy?
It's the one cost, Cindy.
That's the one cost. 2 for Troubadour.
Yep. You read it out if you don't mind. I know what it does.
Yeah, resist +1 and sing a 4.
Alright, so it's like a Vanessa. Right.
Like a Vanessa, but the resist instead of the 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's quite terrifying.
I was like, my name is Earl.
Not bad.
Probably haven't seen the show because it's for Yeah, let's go fun.
Pretty sure Grab Your Swords isn't a real card. Boss.
Okay, North turn.
Grab Your Swords, set 1 card. People have forgotten about it. Doesn't exist. Can't hurt me.
New Bolt.
Wow. Nice. Okay, you have my full respect.
Been working pretty well for me so far.
I can imagine. I actually want to play this myself sometime soon.
And Shift Robin.
Yep. I saw that one coming.
Thought you might have done, yeah. But yeah, just quest for 2.
Woof.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? But it is what it is. And
Maybe
then
maybe you're waiting for a bigger one.
Maybe.
You're bluffing me.
I don't think so, but maybe.
I'll pass it on to you, I promise.
Jeez.
Alright.
This is terrifying.
Thank you. Are you guys going to be here tomorrow?
Nice square.
Safe travels, and good meeting you guys.
Yeah, there's another one.
Getting 2 for gathering.
Yes.
Been a long day.
Seven.
Yep.
Plus.
Okay. Draw for turn. 3. We'll play Aerial.
Grab Your Swords does not exist and it cannot hurt me. Grab Your Swords does not exist and it cannot.
Storm Rage on. You're okay. Well, you're not okay, but better than you could have been. I will Storm Rage on this Maleficent, I guess. Draw a card.
Yep.
I will ink this little Robin and spend it to play Cindy. And we will take out this Maleficent.
Yep.
Damage.
And gain 2.
Game 2. And pass.
All right. Cards in hand, please.
2. Only 2.
Quest, banish,
Yep.
draw. Interesting. Quest for 2.
10, yeah.
Ink.
Bounce.
Box. Maleficent.
Yep.
2 in hand.
2 in hand. Okay. Fourth turn. Top one. There we go. Cindy to Storm Rage on Maleficent.
You don't like her, do you?
Not at all. No, not a fan.
3 of them.
I'm going to spend 4. Rapunzel the 1 damage off of him.
All right.
Great, but I'm going to ink Sven again. And a quest for 3 up to 7.
Yep.
And pass.
Or 2 for Honey Marin. You have an exerted character, so I gain 1 more.
Yep.
2 for Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. Gain 2 more. 13.
13, yep.
14.
14.
You're at 7, aren't you?
I'm at 7, yes. Oh, sorry, I didn't do it on there. Okay. It's a pass, yeah?
Yeah.
So. Let's take out Madam Mim.
Yep.
Into Law to 9.
Yep.
There.
You got it. That's fine.
I've got 4 damage, but I'm going to play Rapunzel, remove 3 of them.
Yep.
3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Cindy to Storm Rage on Honey Marin. Card. Ink. Oh, gonna be Ariel. And 2 on the Troubadour.
Pretty wide board. It's impressive.
1, 2, 3, 4 to 13.
Yeah. You gotta do it. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 for Doc. 2.
Up. 16.
Good. Good luck.
And you. I assume you'll be going first.
I will.
Drop 1. Caught it in between my legs.
That's talent.
And you get to
4.
Yeah, 4. 3. Okay.
I played against every single just one of them. And
Very best
There
luck.
we go. And you, thank you.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a good start. Always helps. We'll go for bench it into the ink. Plus.
Draw for turn. Ink Rapunzel. Play Cindy. Pass.
Draw. That's for 1. It's me. The China Bog Show.
Oh, draw for
And Cindy's not invited.
Well, we will kill off. That's the left one. Just have it. Draw for turn. Draw for. No. Ink for Robin and then pass.
Okay.
Bad.
I mind the sound of that.
Bad.
Draw. Alright, let's go China Bogs for Cindy.
Yes.
Told you she wasn't invited. I meant it.
Yeah, she's on.
Ink Snake played Diablo as me.
Yeah. Nice.
Quest for 1 pass. 1 card in hand.
Draw for turn. Big Benja. 3 for Pete. Pass.
Yep. Ink Benja. Ooh.
Just after I ate the Benja.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't have a look at chat. Chromicon, I'm going to draw. You may draw.
I will. Thank you.
Quest for 1.
Yep.
I'm going to banish to draw.
Yep.
Quest for 1. Wait.
6, yeah. Okay. Draw for turn. That's probably going to be useless. I think World's Great's coming to mind. I will Storm Rage on to me.
Right.
Okay. I will 3 for Ariel.
Yep.
3 and 1 Daisy.
Yep. Sure. I'm going to draw.
Too late for me. You are 4 hours too late, my friend. No.
Draw off Chromicon, you may draw.
I will draw.
Quest for 1.
It's your colour combination. They'll just
One for Broom.
I'll play
Avenger. 3 for Fox. Pick up Diablo and take up Bolt.
Okay. Draw for turn.
Let's have a real. 6 sharp.
3 for Pete.
Yep.
Strength and Broom.
Sure.
Quest for 2, trigger. Diablo. So I will Ink Rapunzel. Pass.
Right. And 1 for turn. 1 for Diablo. 3 for Fox.
Yes.
Fox will take Ariel. Fox in hand.
4.
Is there such thing as too much draw? I don't think so. I'll draw, you may draw.
I will draw.
Oh, you might. Ink White Rose. And Diablo pass.
Okay.
I don't think I started with characters.
Sorry, I didn't have my 2 for Daisy, did I? I'm here. I did it on my
Of
thing.
course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way. 5 for Bolt.
You're going to have to read this one.
You read it.
To make
Go for
sure.
it.
Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 more for each other undamaged character you play with Sven. That is clean.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And Sven's a very
So you
good
ready
card.
him and then sing with him, and
Sven's a very good card. A very good card. I need to read it one more time. Whenever you're ready. Interesting.
Strength Raging Fire on Mim, sorry.
Sure you don't want to take the Diablo?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Come on.
Quest with Daisy 2.
Magic room.
Yep, all yours. Incomplete, pass.
So you're up to 4, right?
Yes, 4, yeah. Sorry.
No,
Keep forgetting on there.
Don't worry, mate. It's my responsibility. I'll draw. Press for 1.
Yep.
Draw. You may draw.
Yep.
That bolt's scary. Off the goats. Okay, hold on. Ink Honeymaron. 1 for room, 1 for Diablo.
Ooh, yep.
Move my deck over. Your turn.
Okay, so. Draw for turn.
Yep.
Cards in hand now?
2.
3 for Benja. We'll get rid of that Chromicon.
Yep.
Ink. Robbie. Sadly. 4 to Zeus, your mana.
Yep, you gain 1 more. 10.
Yep.
It's good against me. It's good aggro against Ruby, sir.
Take out Diablo with this. Quest for 1 with Pete. 2, 5. Bolt will sing Zeus on the broom.
Yep.
Zeus on a broom. I mean, last turn.
Draw. It's a very good bolt, isn't it? Well, 1.
Yep.
Bolt.
Well, yeah.
13.
13.
Sorry.
It's just when you die, you get a card.
Half asleep, mate. I'm pretty sure I forgot to ink at one point in this game. So I might turn 3 or something. Let's see the bolt do his thing.
3 law. 2, 8.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Okay, draw for turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete will sing Strength on your goat.
Yeah, I'll
Goes
game 1.
13 now. You were just preempting that before, weren't you? Daisy will quest for 2, trigger. Yep, that's in your hand. Bolt can get rid of them as well, it's another ability.
Oh yeah, true.
So that's me on 10. Take out Diablo. Benja.
I'll draw.
You draw. Sing Whole New World with Bolt.
No, I was starting to like that hand.
Sorry. Oh. 5, 6, 7. Bolt can do his thing again now, you see. Because I can go 3 for a Pete.
Yep.
Ink a Troubadour. 1 for a Cindy. And then 4 for a Sven.
Bloody hell.
Ready, Bolt. Game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 16.
Oh my goodness. How much?
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all undamaged.
Are you at 14?
16. I was in 10 before because I quested the others.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quested Daisy, quested Pete. And
This is going to have to be a video of its own, mate. The Bolt Show. I don't even have to play the deck now. You've done it for me.
Pass.
Draw. All right. 3 for Cobra. I'm going to discard Doc.
Yep.
Gain 2.
Nice.
But alas, I can't replay it. GG. Very well done,
GG.
mate. That was awesome.
Also, I've got another
Very, very cool deck. Nicely played.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get found out soon, I think, that Bolt, but wanted to play him a bit.
Are you playing any of the shifts? Because the
Yeah,
shift
I've got the 2-cost Bolt as well.
It's kind of, it's almost good, isn't it? The 2-cost Bolt's kind of bad. That's the big problem.
I find it quite useful in this deck because when he's got no damage, he quests. It's a draw a card, discard a card. If you've got 2 Whole New Worlds in your hand, or if you're looking for a Whole New World,
Yeah.
it's okay. And it's a 1/3. I mean,
It could be worse.
yeah,
It could be better.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely could be better. It's okay. I've only got 3 of the little one in there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done, mate.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for the game.
Thank you.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people asking for your deck list now. So
Fair enough.